A woman who is a first-time astronaut gets trapped alone in space with a series of misfortunes and malfunctioning devices. How will she return to Earth without losing hope of being saved? Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we'll recap and review a British-American science fiction thriller film, Gravity. Let's check it out.
I apologize for not complying. I should have stopped working as soon as you instructed me to.
We were gonna get hit no matter what.
The movie starts in space, a soundless, lifeless, and bottomless pit. A group of astronauts is on a mission to go through the Earth's orbit and perform several tasks to improve the Hubble Space Telescope. They've been in space for a week now. The crew seems to have a good camaraderie as they talk about their personal life and joke around through their radios while doing their task individually. Dr. Ryan, the assigned medical specialist, is ordered to return to their space shuttle, the Explorer, but she refuses because she has not yet finished installing her system to the Hubble. However, technical difficulties arise, and she needs an hour at least to complete her mission. Meanwhile, her direct supervisor, Lieutenant Matt, is joking about breaking Anatoly Solovyev's world record for spacewalking performance. Matt likes sharing stories with his team about his life on Earth and missions in space as a veteran astronaut. This mission is also his last mission before retiring as an astronaut. Matt goes to Ryan's station to assist her with her operation. He asks about her condition, as this turns out to be Ryan's first ever mission in space. While Matt is almost at the finish line of his career, Ryan is just beginning her first step as an astronaut. Seconds later, the control team informs them that a Russian satellite conducted a missile strike and caused a cloud of debris orbiting in the same space they're in. The control team reassures them that this will not overlap with their trajectory. Unworried about the current situation, the team shares stories, especially Ryan, who tells how different this work is compared to her previous job on Earth. Matt adds that even so, other jobs will never be able to compare the view of the Earth in space. While Matt peacefully narrates one of his life stories, the control team anxiously repeats to abort the mission and disconnect from the Hubble. Matt and Ryan hurriedly pack their equipment to return to the Explorer. The control team elaborates that the debris from the earlier missile strike has created a chain reaction and caused rapidly expanding clouds of space debris, which are now headed faster than a high-speed bullet towards them. Matt orders Ryan to stop the system, but she insists she needs to finish it in just a second, which causes a slight delay. The crew holds onto the Hubble and asks the control to disengage it, but cannot because most of their systems are gone and the telecommunications are dead due to the impact of space debris. Ryan informs Matt about the incoming debris, but this warning is not enough to brace them for the speed of the incoming cloud of space debris. These space debris hit both the Explorer and the Hubble, which also separated Ryan from the rest of the crew while attached to one of the arms of the shuttle. Matt immediately orders her to detach herself, otherwise she'll end up too far in the bottomless space and won't be able to track her signal anymore. Even if it is hard, Ryan manages to break free but ends up tumbling further. Matt can still communicate with her, so he asks for her position. However, she cannot give a concrete answer since the GPS is down and Ryan is disoriented from continuously spinning. Ryan begins to have a panic attack as she cannot breathe, and the sight of the endless darkness terrifies her. She tries to compose herself, gives Matt the coordinates of her position, and flashes a light so he can track her from a distance. With only 8% left of oxygen, Matt orders her to stay calm as he rescues her so they can return to the Explorer. Matt informs Ryan that they only have 90 minutes before the space debris completes the orbit and attacks them again. Upon their arrival, they were devastated to see that the Explorer suffered from catastrophic damage, and they are the sole survivors of this mission. With Matt's built-in device that helps him spacewalk, they venture to the space station and use the space pod, or Soyuz, to return to Earth. Ryan's oxygen is down to 2%. On their way there, Matt calms Ryan down by appreciating the beautiful sunrise and asks about her personal life back on Earth. Ryan tearfully tells him about her daughter, who passed away from slipping and hitting her head at the young age of 4. While they're 5 minutes away from the space station, Ryan's tank runs out of oxygen, so Matt informs her that he has some in his suit. Matt notices that there are only one Soyuz spacecraft as the crew has used the other to evacuate. However, the remaining Soyuz is also damaged and its parachute has already been deployed in space, making it impossible to use to return to Earth. His built-in propulsion unit also only has at least 2 thrusts left if they're lucky. Matt uses another thrust to reach the ISS, however, since it's running on fumes, they cannot control its landing, and they snap on one of the station's solar panels. Ryan gets detached from Matt but gets entangled in the parachute cords. She holds up the strap of Matt's suit to prevent him from tumbling further into space. Upon realizing that the rope holding them is too loose, Matt lets go of the strap as a sacrifice despite Ryan's strong disapproval.
While Matt floats further away into the unknown, he still instructs Ryan on what to do to enter the space station. She's also starting to become lightheaded because the air she's breathing is carbon dioxide instead of oxygen.
Ryan tells Matt that she will save him, but he only says that she needs to let go and return to Earth. He goes further and farther away until he's no longer in Ryan's line of sight. With her remaining strength and Matt's help, she enters the space station through the airlock. She immediately catches her breath and removes her suit. Inside, she looks for a communication device and tries to reach Matt's signal, but he's unresponsive. With that, she declares herself the sole survivor of this mission. Things are going peacefully for Ryan until a fire breaks out inside the station. With a fire extinguisher, she tries to regulate the situation, but was unsuccessful when the fire fully engulfs the place. She escapes to the remaining Soyuz as the space station explodes. Ryan, well, has never flown a Soyuz professionally and successfully. She's only done it in a simulator and crashed it every time. Still, she tries with determination and the manual book in her hand. She successfully activates Soyuz, but the tangled parachute cords stop it from leaving. As this will threaten her mission to return home, she goes out and spacewalks to cut the cables. However, she's forgotten about the fact that the cloud of space debris was about to orbit again. Regardless of the threat of these clouds of space debris, Ryan successfully cuts the cables before the same catastrophic damage to the space station. Ryan has run out of everything: fuel, oxygen, will to live, everything but new problems. She tries to stabilize and angle the Soyuz to another space station, but realizes the spacepod has no fuel left. She tries to communicate with others to inform them that she's alive, but miserably fails. A station responds to her, but it seems it's not a line of communication with NASA, and she doesn't understand the language. Growing hopeless, Ryan just howls and barks back at them as she starts tearing up. While the person on the other line is still making sounds, Ryan begins to bare her heart and soul to them, as they might be the last person she'll ever talk to. She also hears a baby on the other line and remembers her daughter who had passed away. She thinks she'll be meeting her soon. With the decision to sleep forever in space, she shuts down the cabin's oxygen supply. She's about to lose consciousness, however, she hears a knock outside and sees Matt breaking the window to let himself in. He happily tells her that he now holds the world record for spacewalking, beating Anatoly with 13 hours and 11 minutes. Ryan asks him how he survived, and Matt answers that he found extra battery power while he takes a sip of Russian's vodka stash. Matt remains positive even if Ryan already says that the Suez is out of fuel. He says that there is always something to do and it's time to go home.
After a little while, it's revealed that Matt is just an illusion. However, this hallucination gives Ryan an idea of what to do to return to Earth, even if she's always running out of options. So, even if Matt is already gone, somewhere in the wide expanse of space, he still manages to pull his teammates through.
With the hope and encouragement that Matt has given her, she opens the systems to get back the oxygen supply as she continues Matt's suggestion to rig the soft landing rockets to propel the capsule so she can reach the remaining station that might be her only chance to go back home. Since she cannot land at the station, she improvises and uses the fire extinguisher to thrust herself to Tiangong, the nearest station. The fire extinguisher almost fails her, but she goes through with the plan. She enters the Shenzhou capsule just in time before the station undocks it back to the Earth. With a newfound inspiration to truly live her life vigorously like Matt, she immediately sends a message that she's about to undock with the Shenzhou from the Tiangong station. The Shenzhou successfully enters the Earth's atmosphere, and despite minor problems from, once again, debris, she remains safe. Radio communication went through while it informs her that she's been tracked with their radar and a rescue crew is on the way. The capsule submerges when she lands on a lake, entrapping her inside. But as she's determined to make it out of this alive, she takes off the suit that's dragging her down and swims to the surface and back to the land. With her remaining strength, she stands on the ground and walks as a changed person, a person full of life despite almost being face to face with death.
If you're up for the ride, no pun intended, you'll find yourself holding your breath, again, no pun intended, as it takes you on the bumpy and exhilarating journey into space while showing you the true essence of living your life as if it's your last. This film ingeniously captures what it's like to be stranded in space. It's not for those terrified of the vast unknown, as this obviously takes place mostly in space. The attention to detail and the scientific realities and the way they show them are just breathtaking. There's not a single dull moment when watching it. So if you have friends who love space and living life to the fullest, gather them around and enjoy this movie. Please subscribe to the channel to be notified when we upload. And don't forget to suggest movies you want us to recap in the future in the comments down below.